I think that's a falcon. There are peregrines that live here. I know it's way off in the distance. And now he's gone. Well, here I am in Oregon, as you know. So, it's still kind of hard to believe when I think back to all those awful days. The first few days in the desert, the weeks, the miles, how hard it was. But, yeah, I made it. The desert mountains, the Sierra Mountains, and then through NorCal. And, yeah, it's quite a feeling coming out and knowing that I'd made that completion of California. It felt good. So, now I'm in Oregon, and I have to see what it has to offer. And see how, I'm going to try to get through pretty fast, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, let's backtrack a little bit to how I got to Oregon from California. Because the border was closed because of the fire. So I came out, the last video you saw was when I was coming out of Mount Etna. So I came out of Mount Etna with no clue really what I was going to do after that. I didn't know how to get to town, where town was. There was no cell service. Luckily, after about an hour and a half, maybe it was an hour, there's no cars. There's like 3 or 4 cars that went by. A couple of them waved at me, but nobody was stopping. And finally, a guy drove by, him and his wife. They'd been camping. He said they were going as far as Etna if I wanted to ride. And I said, well, Etna's where I'm headed, so I'd love to have a ride. So we went into Etna. He dropped me off at the restaurant that I wanted to go to. I heard they had a good pizza. And I didn't have any other plan other than get to the restaurant, get a pizza, and something to drink just to get, because I needed it after that hike. And while I was at the restaurant, I called the hotel. I think there's only one hotel in town, I'm not sure, motel, and left a message, and they didn't call me back. But I was gonna hike towards, leave the rest after I ate. I just took my time. I was there quite a while, but I ate, drank, and finally decided to get up and go. I got some food to go, some mac and cheese, which was a huge portion. I got it to go, and I still didn't know what I was gonna do really. I left the restaurant, and it's just a small little town. There's no, it's just a couple blocks of stuff. So I just went outside and thought, well, I'm going to walk towards the road that gets me to Ashland, Oregon, because that's where I knew I had to get to next. Or actually, there's a town in between called Wairika. It's a bigger town that I figured, well, maybe I can at least get to Wairika tonight. I don't know. But deep down, I thought I was just going to be stuck there. I didn't know what I was going to do. But I was going to walk by the hotel and then see if they had a room, see if the motel had a room. So I was really just standing in front of the convenience store outside of the restaurant, right where the road that goes to Wairika was. Just standing there thinking, what do I do? Looking at my phone. And a car pulled up in front of me. A lady got out and said, are you looking for a ride? I said, well, yeah, I'm trying to get to Ashland. And she said, tonight? Because it was, it was late in the evening. It was dinner time. People had already eaten. And I said, well, ideally, yeah, I'd love to get there tonight. And she thought about it. She goes, well, I could take you. And I was like, oh, man, thank goodness. Tiffany says all good things always happen to me. I'm starting to think she's right, but So she agreed that she would take me. She had to go into the store and buy some groceries and run them back home. I said, that's fine, I got to do the same. So I went back in, got some stuff. She got some stuff. And got in the car and went back to drop off her stuff. And then we just decided, and then we got in the car and headed to Ashland. So it was about an hour away. It was fun. It was right along the highway. We're just cruising along with our windows down, and it's just like an old-fashioned road trip. It felt good because I was tired and walked all day, and just sitting down, riding in a car, speeding along the highway felt good. It was fun. It was a nice drive, and I enjoyed it a lot. So thanks. I won't give out her real name, but thanks, Grandma, for the ride and for the trip. That was fun. So anyway, she brought me into Ashland, and now here I am. I mean, where am I? Yeah, I was in Ashland. Now I'm on the I'm on the trail, PCT. So anyway, that's a long story, but I wanted to tell it anyway. So now I'm just going to start hiking again, head north, and I don't even know what my next stop actually is, but I know there's a place in about 20 miles where you can stop and get a bite to eat, and I'm going to do that. Probably not today, but probably tomorrow for lunch. So I'm going to do that, and I've got plenty of food in my pack. It's really heavy, and then I'm going to get to Crater Lake. And from Crater Lake, then I have to reevaluate. There may be some closures around north of that, but it's unknown as of yesterday. It was still open. Everything was fine yesterday, but they didn't know how things were going to go. So I'll have to check back when I get to Crater Lake. And I'm not even sure how many miles that is. So for now, I'm just heading north and seeing what Oregon's got. And so far, so good. Oh yeah, one commercial. I want a commercial advertisement. Have you guys seen this stuff? It's called Mio, and it's called Water Enhancer, or something like that. Liquid water enhancer. You just squirt it into your water, and it turns it into lemonade or Kool-Aid, or I don't want to do a paid advertisement, but it just comes in a little jar like this. This one's the lemonade, and it's Mio, M-I-O. But it just takes a little squirt in 8 ounces of glass, and then you got lemonade. It's so good. I mean, you get tired of drinking water on the trail all the time, so this little, these water enhancers are good. I'd been drinking one that was like black raspberry, but I was drinking it for flavor, but also it had caffeine, which was nice on some days when I needed help getting up the hill. But this one's just plain lemonade. And I bought some orange Kool-Aid too, because me and my dad was talking about orange Kool-Aid the other day. How he grew up on orange Kool-Aid. They had it for almost every meal. So I bought some of that too. Anyway, it's a nice addition to just drinking water all the time. And it's so easy. You just squirt a little bit in and it's ready to roll. Anyway, this is brought to you by Mio. And that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.